Have you ever done that thing where you set a huge goal, you feel that massive surge of motivation, and then a few weeks later, it just kind of fizzles out? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But what if the reason we fail has absolutely nothing to do with what we've been told? All right, let's dive into this because we're going to explore a really powerful idea about what it truly takes to change. Now, this right here, this is a truth about success that almost nobody is ready to hear. It's super counterintuitive, but it is the core of everything we're about to unpack. What it's really saying is that the real work, it isn't external, it's all internal. So that really begs the question, doesn't it? If it's not about just trying harder or hustling more, then what is the real barrier? I want you to think for a second about a goal you've really struggled with. What was the story you told yourself about why you couldn't get it done? I'm guessing, for most of us, it's one of these. We tell ourselves we just need more discipline, or maybe a better planner, or just a big jolt of motivation. But you know what? These are just symptoms. They are not the root cause. The real reason, oh, it goes so much deeper. Okay, so let's get right to it. What is the actual obstacle that's standing between you and the results you really want? Here it is. The real reason we fail is that our internal programming, our subconscious blueprint, is still wired for the person we are desperately trying to leave behind. It's kind of like trying to run brand new software on ancient hardware. The whole system just keeps crashing because it doesn't recognize the command. So to really understand this wiring, we've got to look at something psychologists call our self-concept. Think of this as the invisible architecture that is secretly running our entire life. Your self-concept is basically your inner thermostat. It dictates exactly how much success, how much happiness, and how much fulfillment you subconsciously believe is normal for you. And if you ever try to go beyond that setting, your internal system will work overtime to pull you right back down to what feels safe and familiar. And this is the most crucial part. You didn't consciously build this blueprint. Nope. It was constructed for you by all of your early experiences. It's literally made of the echoes of your past, which means you're often operating on a belief system you never actually chose for yourself. This is exactly why willpower alone fails so often. I mean, think about it. A person who sees themselves as inconsistent will always find a way to sabotage consistency. Why? Because being consistent completely contradicts their core identity. Your actions will always bend to match who you believe you are. Let's geek out for a second and look at the neuroscience behind this. Your brain's #1 job isn't to make you happy. Its job is to keep you safe by being an excellent prediction machine. It's constantly trying to make reality match its expectations. So, when you try to change, it creates what's called a prediction error, and the brain registers that as a potential threat. And this is that internal conflict in action. You set a new goal consciously, like, I'm going to be consistent. But your subconscious identity, which has years and years of data on you being, well, inconsistent, it sounds the alarm. It sees this new behavior as dangerously unfamiliar and does everything it can to pull you back to what it knows. This is such a massive reframe. Your resistance, that procrastination, that self-sabotage, it's not a character flaw. It's actually a deeply ingrained protective mechanism that's just trying to keep you safe inside a familiar identity. Your brain simply hasn't gotten the memo that you're ready for an upgrade. Okay, so if fighting our brain doesn't work, how in the world do we actually create that upgrade? Well, let's walk through the path to real transformation. It turns out it happens in 3 pretty distinct stages. These are the phases that pretty much everyone goes through during a profound change. You've got dissonance, then detachment, and finally identity integration. Just understanding these stages can help you navigate the discomfort of growth instead of mistaking it for failure. Dissonance, it feels like tension, right? Like you're being pulled in 2 directions at once. It's that awful feeling of living between 2 worlds. And this is where most people quit, because they think it's a sign that something is wrong. But in reality, this tension is actually proof that the new you is starting to emerge. Now, this stage can feel, well, pretty lonely. Old habits, old routines, and sometimes even old friends just start to fall away because they don't really fit the person you're becoming. This isn't a punishment, it's preparation. Life is just clearing out space for what's supposed to come next. And this is the payoff. This is when you stop trying to be disciplined and you just are disciplined. The new behaviors just feel natural because your identity has fundamentally shifted.
You start acting like the person who already has the very thing you once prayed for. And this is the magic key, right here. Once your identity actually aligns with your goal, the outcome becomes almost inevitable. The struggle just stops because your actions are now a natural, easy expression of who you are. So let's bring this all together. Our final, most important takeaway is this. The path to getting what you want isn't about changing what you do. It's about changing who you are. Goals are absolutely crucial. Don't get me wrong. They point you in the right direction, like a compass. But your identity, that's the engine that actually moves you there. Without an identity that matches the destination, you'll just keep spinning in circles, no matter how clear that goal is. So here's the practical application. The change has to happen at the level of being first. You don't get discipline and then become a disciplined person. You decide you are a disciplined person, and then your actions just naturally start to line up with that new identity. So if you're feeling that discomfort, that dissonance we talked about earlier, please know that it is a powerful sign. It means the old identity is dissolving to make room for the new one. You're not stuck, you're not broken, you are in the middle of a profound internal shift. And this is the ultimate takeaway, right? The real victory isn't crossing the finish line. The real victory is the transformation that happens inside you on the way there. The moment you embody the identity of the person who can achieve that goal, you've already won. So the final question isn't what do you want to achieve, but something much more powerful. Who are you choosing to become? Because once you answer that, everything you achieve will simply be a reflection of your new identity.